Good morning. Today you guys are going to get my opinion on driver facing cameras. I needed a day to formulate. So waiting for stuff to boot up, and we're going to head to Shreveport. We got about 70 miles to go. We'll be there in a little over an hour. So you guys stay tuned. We're here at Cloakler Mills and waiting to get pulled in. Got everything unsecured and put up. We're just waiting on these guys. They'll be in here in just a minute, looks like. Not too bad outside today. Hopefully they'll get me home about midday tomorrow. They'll get me something today, maybe a short load or something going up to Arkansas, and then get me something maybe out of Fort Smith. That'd be nice. I got enough time to get there, so that would be nice. Stay tuned for that camera, because I don't know my view on the cameras, because I don't know how long this is going to be. So I'll talk about it here in just a little bit. So stay tuned. Okay, so they've got me pulled in, and it's going to be just a minute because they gotta unload it with a hoist and chains and stuff. So it's going to be a minute. So driver facing cameras, man, there is a lot of chatter on Maverick's driver page. It's called Maroon Aces. Man, people threatening to quit, talking about they weren't, nobody was notified about having driver facing cameras. That it wasn't talked about. How get on there, don't like. Some people saying they were never, they were told when they hired on that they'd never have driver facing cameras. Man, they're putting it all out there. So it took me, I had to read a bunch of stuff, and I've read about and watched videos on driver facing cameras and the uproar about it and everything, and I've got mixed emotions about it. Okay, there's a trust issue, and that's been brought up. People are saying that they should trust the drivers, but and I feel like they should. But look at today's society. You really can't trust what you hear, what is put out there anymore, and inherently companies don't fully trust their employees. They don't. That's why you have checks and balances in most businesses, and managers in most businesses, and for there to be accountability, right? And I liken it to that. The camera is there for accountability. It's not there to harass. It's not there to spy. It's not there to just constantly constantly overseeing what your driver is doing or what your employee is doing. Most of the things that I have read, it's for insurance issues. Okay, it is to help. It's to help insurance claims when something happens. So it lowers your insurance liability, okay, in two ways. Number one, they probably are getting a cut on their insurance rates because they're putting driver-facing cameras in here. They probably got and this is just speculation, okay? I don't know for sure. I have not talked to Maverick, and they don't have to talk to me about it. That's not the relationship that I have with this company, Okay, if I were a manager in this company, yes, they would probably talk to the management about it, you know, or the higher ups about it, and get their feedback and everything. But that's not my relationship with this company. Okay, I am an employee. I am a driver. They tell me where to go to pick up the freight, and they tell me when to be there, and then I get to decide how I want to do that. That's the relationship. Okay, so they probably got an insurance cut when they got the outward facing cameras, okay? Because it helps when there's an incident, the insurance agency can look at it and say, yes, it was not their fault that person cut them off, and they had to avoid causing an accident and they ran off the road, okay? Same thing with the camera facing in. They can look at that camera and say, was that driver doing exactly what they were supposed to be doing when that incident happened? All right, and if they were, then they can argue with the insurance company that they're not at fault and they don't have to pay for that insurance claim. Why wouldn't a business do that, right? I've said it before, I'll say it again. Business does not care about the individuals in the business itself. Okay, the individuals running that business do care. Most of them do, all right? Because if you don't have the individuals running the business like us drivers, then you don't have a business, okay? So they care about their drivers. But business itself, the entity of business, does not care. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. They don't care. Business it's not a person. It doesn't have feelings. It does not care. All right. So you do what's best for the business and what will bring in the most money for the business, because that's what stakeholders want. That's really what us individuals want, because it can potentially put more money into our pockets. The other thing that I read was they were going to monitor all the cameras all the time. Basically, they were going to hire people to monitor these cameras and stuff like that. I don't think so. Okay, these cameras, from what I have heard and what I have read and what I have seen on videos, they run on about a 3-minute loop. They continually loop over and over on themselves, unless there's an event triggered. If there's an event triggered, then it sends the 3 minutes of video that it's got to Maverick, and then safety will review that video. All right, that's how these companies are working. And like I said, Maverick is just getting these, but the other companies that I've watched the videos on and read the stuff on, that's how their cameras work. So I'm quite sure that's how these are going to work. Pretty sure. So it would not be feasible financially to hire a group of people to monitor 1,600 drivers all day long. It wouldn't make financial sense. You would be eating up every single thing that you're saving from the insurance cuts in monitoring exactly what I was doing, right? It does not make sense at all. Okay, and if you know anything about business, you would understand it does not make sense to hire a group of people to watch, 1,600 drivers. Let's just say that they could put 8 screens up on a let's say they've got a 25-inch monitor, and they've got 8 drivers' cameras up there. I mean, do the math. How many people would that take? A buttload. I hadn't done the math, but I can imagine. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, what, 1,600? You got 8 people up there. What is that? 200 people? 200 people. You can't just go hire 200 people. You'd have to have shifts running around the clock to do that, because people drive at different times. There are people that drive at night for this company. There are people that drive during the day for this company. It just depends on how they like to operate. You can't do that. I mean, it wouldn't work. So, do I want a camera facing me all the time? All of my jobs have had cameras facing me all the time. So it doesn't matter to me. I really don't care. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and it doesn't matter. Now, as far as what they're going to be looking for, the main thing is going to be your cell phone. Okay? If you're reaching for your cell phone or you're doing this bit and that bit, they're going to call that a distraction. Here's my view on that. All right? My ELD, when they send me messages or I'm looking at the GPS, it's just as much as a distraction as if I were looking at a GPS on my phone or trucker path on my phone. It's just as a distraction. Turning the air to a different temperature or to a different setting is just a distraction, as a distraction as looking at my phone. It is. If I've got a Ziploc bag of jalapeno Dorito or a jalapeno Cheetos sitting on my dash, and I reach for one of those, are they going to say that I'm reaching for my phone? Do I have to prove that it wasn't? It was a bag of Cheetos? Not that I need a bag of Cheetos, but look at this. My God. I'm just saying, there are distractions everywhere. Okay? And I use my phone for different GPSs than my ELD. It is. When they send me messages and I have to hit a play button to listen to that message, it's a distraction. They're all distractions. So, I don't care if they put a camera in here. It doesn't matter to me. It just doesn't matter. Just do what you need to do and do it right, and then it shouldn't matter. Oh man, we're at Weiserhauser, whatever you want to call it. Weiserhauser. Picking up some lumber. And we gotta go over here and park. I'm gonna go over here and park, but I'm not walking through all that mud. That's a bunch of junk right there, boy. That's mud. Nasty mud. We're gonna get. I'm gonna walk up here to the guard shack, and then they said I gotta monitor the radio. No problem. We'll do all that. Try not to hit that truck over there. That'd be bad, right? Oh, let's get parked. Let's go talk to a person. We're waiting to be called in. Look, I got my first sticker for my hat. Heck yeah. Oh, it's the little things in life, man. Unfortunately, I forgot to go off my drive line while I was trying to get that stinking sticker. I wasted 15 minutes. Well, you live and learn, right? But we're in still in Louisiana. We're at Natatoshis, whatever. Picking up some lumber, and this load is going to Kansas City, Missouri. No, Kansas City, Kansas, not Missouri. We got to go over the other side, and it doesn't have to be there until Monday. So this is my home load. I should be home this afternoon at some point, depending on how long it takes them to load me. I should have plenty of time. It's only about a 5-hour drive to the house, and I got plenty of time. I'm gonna have another 8 hours here in a minute, because I've been sitting for a minute. Well, actually, I'll have 7 hours. Shut up. I'll have 7 hours and 42 minutes to drive home. They hurried up. Let's go. Time to go. Ooh, we are all tarped up, strapped up. Got our paperwork turned in. Getting our seatbelt on. And we're headed to the house. That's going to be the end of the day. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Honk that button for me, please. I appreciate it. I'll see y'all tomorrow.